How's it going, everybody? I wanted to do a quick video. I don't know if anyone cares about this or not. There's probably gonna be people on the channel that or subscribed that probably don't care about this. And it's not really a big deal. That's why I'm not really making it a big, it's not like a rant or anything like that. But I noticed a lot. The reason I'm making this video is because I noticed a lot. I noticed a lot with people making the top 10 best, or the 8 best, or the 5 best, or whatever the case may be. And it can be different subjects. Most of the time we're talking about music on this channel. On my channel, I always talk about music and gear and software. But it could be the top 10 best cars, or about top 10 best sports cars, or the best top 10 best places to buy, or the top 10 best places to live, or whatever. And honestly, the reason why I never really get into what's the best is because that's usually someone's biased list. Really, to be honest. Like if I did a top 10, and let's say I did a top 10 best DAWs. Well, a DAW that someone might be using might not be on my list, and they may feel kind of offended. They may feel like, well, I do well in my DAW. My DAW does everything that I want it to do, and it's the best to me. So how in the world can you say that my DAW, your list, and my DAW that I have is not on your list? And I'll say this: just because, just because, for example, they make a top 10 list, and let's say they put Pro Tools on there. Just because someone makes a list and they put Pro Tools as one of those in the list doesn't make Pro Tools the best DAW. It absolutely does not. Or just because someone makes a list of 10, and let's say they put the top 10 DAWs for 2024 or whatever, and they don't include like Bitwig as an example. Just because Bitwig Studios not included in that list does not make it like it doesn't deserve to be in the top 10 as well. So this is the very reason why I don't do the very best of anything. Every DAW will work if it works for you, including the free ones. If you have Waveform or Traction's Waveform, and you're able to do everything you need to do in it, and it does everything you need to do, and you're very, very happy with it, then that's the best DAW. And that's going to be the best DAW for you. Most of the time, anytime a DAW is the best is when it does everything you want it to do, and it does everything, and you're very good at it, and it's getting the results that you want, you're very happy with it. That makes it the best DAW. So that's the reason why I never get into what's the best. I try to avoid the best because they're usually biased opinions. Sometimes people will say, well, what's the best free DAWs? It's kind of like, to me, it's more like the list of free DAWs. Here's a list of free DAWs that might work for you. Then here's a list of DAWs that you have to pay for that may work for you. And so that's really what it is. That's all I really wanted to make this video on. I didn't really want to go too hard about it, but I do want to talk about. I am going to talk about, probably in the live stream coming up Sunday, is DAWs. And what I like about them and what I don't like about them. And I will tell you the list of DAWs that I have. For example, I have Harrison Mix Bus. I have version 9. They have version 10 out right now, but I have version 9. I have Ableton Live, but I have Ableton Live Lite, version 12. I have 11 and 10 as well, all the way back to 8, but they're all light versions. I don't have the full, because I don't want to pay Ableton Live's price for their full version. I have Cubase. I have Cubase Elements. I have Cakewalk by BandLab. I have Studio One professional version. I have I have to look at, well, right now my screen is on, so I have to look at the other ones, but I have quite a few. Adore, or Door, how you want to pronounce that. Waveform Track version 13. Let's see, Cubase. I have Logic Pro on my Mac. Here, right now I'm just installing my IK Multimedia's Studio Pro. I'm installing all the sound library. Takes forever to download that into. That thing is huge. With the Sample Tank and Centronic and T-Rax and Tonax and Amplitude. It just takes forever to get that stuff all downloaded. I already got it downloaded on this PC and my other 2 computers downstairs, but it takes that Studio, and I have the Studio, Total Studio Pro. I don't have the Max. I can imagine how long Max would take for it to download. Other DAWs, it's probably gonna remind me when I pull the screen down. The other DAWs, but I got probably 14 DAWs. A Mixcraft 9, that's another one I got. They have Mixcraft, I think 10.5. And FL Studio. So just quite a few. And I just wanted to say this. I don't think that one is necessarily better than the other one. That's why I don't think I don't believe in the best, because I don't think that Studio One, it's kind of like if I sit there and make a list, and let's say I made every list that's on my PC. Unfortunately, Logic Pro is only Mac based only, just like GarageBand is Mac based only. And I disinclude, there are a lot of Logic Pro users, and then there are a lot of Cubase users. So what if I made the top 5 best, and I went like Pro Tools, Studio One, Cakewalk, Ableton Live, and then FL Studio. Well, then there are people that's gonna say, well, what about Harrison Mix Bus, or what about the other data, or what about this one? What about Logic Pro? What about, or whatever? Or if I did, that's an example. So I don't think there's no such thing as the best at anything. I think the top 10 or the top whatever. I think that every DAW has pros and every DAW has cons. And so it's really generally based on whatever DAW that you're using, because there are people that love Ableton Live. There are people that don't like Ableton Live at all. There, like me, I like Reason Studio. I have Reason. That's another one I have. Reason. And it has its pros and it has its cons. So, and some people may think, why do you have so many DAWs? And I will end the video on this very reason why I have so many DAWs. If I have a client and they have a session file they were working in, and let's say they were working in Ableton, or they were working in Reason, or they were working in FL Studio, or they were working in Logic Pro, I don't need to transfer their files to like Pro Tools to get going in my studio. I just, like, if someone was working in Logic Pro and they had their session, I'll just upload it up in Logic Pro and we get going. Or someone was working in Reason and I say, okay, well, I got Reason, Well, I got Reason on here. Let's just upload your Reason files and let's get going. That's the reason why I have DAWs. And now, not all my DAWs, not everyone is current. I try to get them as current as to the latest version as much as possible. So that would be something that we would have to work out as well. But for the most part, I do my own sessions. But so someone's working in Cakewalk or they're working in Studio One. Oh, I forgot I got Pro Tools. I don't have Pro Tools, the full version. I just got Pro Tools. I had Pro Tools first, and I also had I got Pro Tools Intro. But I don't have the full version of Pro Tools. I just never was a big Pro Tools user. So that is I'm going to end the video because it will turn into 30 minutes of me talking about this, and I don't want to talk about this in this video that I'm going to upload. I really want to talk about this in a live session. So that's going to do it for this video. So that's the reason why I don't think there's no such thing as the best. I don't care what it is, DAWs, preamps, microphones, what it is. Those are always someone's biased list all the time. I don't care what it is. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great one.